Testing.
Can I do the clap?
Yeah, if you could like clap 3 times. Nice. Fast 3 claps. That'll do it.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Alright, I'm gonna get comfortable here. This is the latest I've ever done one of these podcasts, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is a late night special. You're getting comfortable.
I feel good.
Alright, I'm gonna move this a little bit closer to you, just in case. Okay. Alrighty, so this is the Heart to Heart podcast, number 9. I'm sitting here with Sydney motherfucking Levitt.
It's actually Sydney. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say that just in case people that I know are watching this. Does anyone watch this shit?
Nobody watches this.
Okay, it's
good.
actually,
you can
correction, it's Sydney suck my dick, Levitt.
Okay. I know.
Yeah.
Now I know. Yeah, so you're my first female guest on this show.
Out of 9 people?
I know.
Conrad?
It's been a sausage fest.
What in the fuck?
It's been
a circle jerk.
It's been a circle.
How the hell am
It's
I?
been a circle jerk.
You know, what if I just like refuse to do this now?
Just because you like judge me on the fact.
Yeah, I'm moving out.
Sydney, please don't.
It's over.
Please don't. Okay, well, so you're the first female guest, and you're the first person who's ever sat on that side. Yes.
Fuck all y'all.
So there's 2 first here. You're coming in just like
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, fuck
Okay,
everybody.
so this is your special coffee.
Oh, thank you.
And this wait. This is your special coffee.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And I spilled a little bit on the way, but it should still be fine.
Yeah, this looks like some very good coffee.
Let's see if it spills all over the place. Oh, no. And this is 2 special coffees. So if I spilled too much of your coffee, you can have some of my
good.
coffee.
I'm good.
It's different.
Just one coffee
Similar,
is good to me.
But different.
One coffee is good, but who knows?
I mean,
who knows? This is already, All right, this whole podcast has been crazy so far. Okay, let's settle down here. Let's talk about let's talk about the glasses. Okay.
They're yours. I found them in your drawer, and I put them on. That's all that I have to say about that.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, now let's talk about the buttons then.
Shall we? Shall we talk about the buttons? I just found these buttons in this room.
Well, do you have a button collection? Do you know a lot about buttons?
No.
What's the deal with you and buttons?
But I saw this gold box. Gold, number 1. Let's say that. Gold. I'm very attracted to. And it says...
Do you think that's like a human instinct thing to be attracted to gold?
It's quite shiny. I don't know. It's
are
like
we
a magpie
Are we like
thing.
fish? Like we're just like
Birds
attracted
or
to
fish
shiny
or-
things?
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
I would say yes. I have the soul of something that
It's
likes
attractive.
this shit.
Yeah. Me
It's
too.
like-
Me too.
I mean, inevitable. And then the best part, probably, maybe even not the best part, is that it says buttons, but the spelling is like, Jennifer was like unsure. Oh, Jennifer, by the way, is the owner of the box in which I found this box in. Buttons. It's spelled in a way that looks like it was almost spelled like bottons. And then maybe an A, maybe a U, but then you go to the O, and you're like, is that how you spell buttons now? Because you're like shaken to your core. And then it says pairs. So that leads me to believe that there's pairs of buttons arbitrarily, and then it says there's a design. There's several things on this box that are intriguing to me. Open the box. First button I see is this motherfucking rooster button.
Cute.
I wish we could zoom in. But it's like,
Yeah, actually, if you just hold it up to the camera and zoom in on it. It's like Antique Roadshow. It's like
This
now,
is
now there'll
worth-
be like a little like tag under the bottom that's like
Yeah.
rooster found in button box.
I would show up to Antiques Roadshow, like put my rooster button right here, and just be like, "Yeah, I think it's worth like $1,000 minimum." And then the guy's like, "Well, I did my homework, and you're a little off. Button is worth 2 cents, and the box from whence it came, is a bit misleading." And I would walk away like, 2 cents. You know how people walk away? It's like severely disappointing, but they're like, "I love the experience."
Mm-hmm.
So my plan for this button, if I steal it, which I don't think I will.
Yeah, you don't want to be caught stealing that.
No.
Sydney's not going to steal that
I mean,
button.
it's the first button I saw in the box, and clearly is going to be the best one because the bar is set incredibly high.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to take the button,
It would be that one.
it would be this one, and I know exactly where I put it. On the dress with the goose buttons, with the goose at the top that has got the broken neck. And I am very sure that he would go very well there because he's got this little smirk.
Yeah.
You know, he's
He
like,
does.
he's got this like,
It's kind of like he knows
he's
something.
smug. He knows, yeah,
something.
he's like, he's been like sneaking around.
He's been around the pen.
Yeah, this ain't his first rodeo, one could say. Anyway, that's the first button. Second button. This is the only other button that really caught my eye immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Smiley face button.
Oh,
Because
very
it's
nice.
a classic.
Yeah,
It's
you
like-
can't really go wrong with the smiley
You
face.
can't go
button.
wrong. And you also get a feeling of like what you would put this shit on. It'd be like a cotton blend, for sure. Yellow, probably like sleeveless. Yellow with like one, it's got like already like embroidered one daisy in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But this smiley face button goes like right in the middle of that daisy. You can fucking feel the fabric, bitch. You know what this shit goes on. Jen. Let's do some more soul searching. Oh, an 80s number. The old diamond, half diamond, checkered 80s number. Am I right?
Yeah, very very nice, very nice.
This comes with shoulder pads and a cane, a pimp cane. I mean, I feel like you can make your own clothing line out of this shit. This is really the only one that doesn't make sense to me.
What is it?
It's got like a crest on it. It's really out of place here, but it is like
Metal.
no, not quite. Sunglasses. Button standard.
That is like, I'm surprised I don't have that on any of my clothing already. It's a real button too. It's not a pin. That's
It's
what
a
keeps
real
getting me.
button.
Is like that could actually button up a shirt. Like that shit,
yeah.
it could have like a real utility to it.
Yeah, and it
that's
would
what I
do
like
really
about
well.
buttons is they're useful.
They're
Pins
useful.
are not always useful. What are you really going to
Pins.
use a pen for? Unless like you're in a dire situation and you need to use it as like a self-defense weapon.
Right.
But like buttons are great because you can use them every day.
Yeah, and they're on the article of clothing. Like once you put it on there, it's
don't have
like
to take it
there.
on and off.
Yeah, you don't. And for those of us who are indecisive, it helps because there's like no choice in the matter. You got a fucking rooster on your shirt forever.
Yeah,
You know, that's the way it is, really.
that's a really good point. You
So
know?
if you got a pin and you're like, where do I put this? What day? How am I going to wake up? Like, which day am I going to wake up and want this pin on this thing? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But a button is fucking forever until it falls off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fucking love buttons.
Yeah.
They're
So does
awesome.
Jen and her pairs. I love this shit. Like this.
How many buttons are in that box?
There's quite a few. And you know what, Jen? There's not pairs of a lot of this shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the whole pears thing is about. Maybe she's talking about the fruit.
With her spelling abilities previously, one cannot really conclude. I don't know, but there are some unique buttons in here, and for that I give her the credit she deserves. There's even
I have a question for you. Oh shit.
One red thread, and I think I saw a very thick needle.
Very thick. That's for some leather. That's leather.
For the leather work,
right there.
And it shouldn't be in here unless. Well, maybe this is like her emergency button kit.
Yeah.
It's like one little thing of thread.
Just in case, do it real quick.
You know, pick a button at random, blindfold it. Imagine you're in a blindfold situation.
Yeah, and you're
feeling around. Mm-hmm. That could be like foreplay, just feeling around with the buttons, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. You got a blindfold on. You're like, yeah. Big button, green. You open the blindfold and you got to sew this fucking green button.
That's really big. That wouldn't fit through most of the holes on my shirts.
If you know me and you're watching this, please stop watching it. Because I don't
all right, now,
want all this libel and slander.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
And I'm genuinely curious what your response is going to be. Because I think this says a lot about a person.
Great.
What is your perfect day? From start to finish. What is your perfect day?
Oh my God.
And it's like something you could do, like you could wake up and like do tomorrow. You know, it's like, sure, we all like would love to like grow gills and be able to like go dive down to 4,000 feet below sea level one day. But like in reality, like what's your perfect day?
Wow. Well, the perfect day is like where the night before I fall asleep and I have an inkling that like something good is about to happen. Mm-hmm. And I go to sleep and I have like, I don't have any of my crazy ass dreams. I just have like a beautiful night of just like no dreaming. Mm-hmm. It's just sleeping. I'm not, you know, screaming. I don't do that. Kidding. I'm not pissing the bed like usual. No, I wake up, sound night of sleeping. It's beautiful. I wake up and it's like, and I open my eyes. It's early. It's not quite like the ass crack of dawn, but it's, you know, it's early enough to have a full day.
Well, like 7 or 8 or
maybe what? Like 7:52, and you're like, not quite 8.
Yeah, I'm still before 8. I feel that.
Before 8,
that's a great feeling.
And you're like, well,
got the day ahead.
Well, and then you have this good feeling. You're like, wow, last night I knew there was some possibilities involved with today. Imagine it's Saturday and no one has asked you to hang out and you don't have any pressing obligations. You just woke up, it's Saturday, and you didn't drink the night before. And you're
ready to get...
You're ready to fucking go. So you ain't going to 5 Points for like 3 hours trying not to vomit. You're like ready.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so
can I just recap real quick? So you went to sleep the night before with this inkling that there's something good was going to happen.
You got a feeling.
You slept through the night. You got perfect sleep. No crazy dreams.
Pissing.
No pissing or screaming or any of that.
I usually wear a diaper.
And then you wake up at 7:52, and then you hop out of bed, and you're not hungover. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but you did say you're not
hopping out of bed now.
You're not hungover in this situation, so you don't go to 5 Points for 3 hours.
Right.
What happens next?
I mean, it usually feels like 3 hours. It's probably like 45 minutes.
I wish I could stay in there for like 3 hours, but
ethnography.
But you got to come with me so we can talk for 3 hours.
Yeah, we can do that.
Most of the time when I go there, I just like go like sit at the counter or something and like
it's
get like
quite
breakfast.
Nice. Yeah, it's lovely actually. We need to try the potatoes again.
Yeah, like make our own.
Yeah.
And go there and get some. But so you're still in bed.
Yes.
What happens next?
Okay, what happens next is I make a pot of coffee and I'm still in my jammies and I'm like, yeah, you know what? This feels good. And like the coffee's ready. I'm drinking. I'm looking out the window. Everything. The bunny that hasn't come back in a few months is like suddenly outside the window again. And I'm like, yes, good omen. I see shit that I'm like, yes, fuck yeah. I'm going to, in my head, I don't say this to you.
Uh-huh.
Because you wouldn't get it.
Well, shit. All right.
But I see the bunny and I look at you and I like nod. And you're like, and you're like making eggs or whatever. And I look at the bunny and the bunny makes fucking eye contact with me. And I'm like, wow. Yeah, so that happens. Wow. And I like cry.
Yeah.
And then I drink the rest of my coffee and I'm like, whatever happens is going to be good. So I hop in the car. Now this is the tricky part because I have, you have to figure out gas and like, all that stuff. And I also can't go too far.
Well, I guess that's a crappy limitation though. You should be able to go as far as you want. Like whatever you want to do, Right. I guess I shouldn't have put a limitation on it when I ask you what your perfect day is. Like what are the best things that could possibly
So it
happen?
doesn't have to be like it could happen. It could be like anything.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm not trying to control this too much, but it would be cool if it could potentially happen. Maybe it won't happen tomorrow, but like
right.
in the future, this could be like your perfect day.
Some of my best days are like when I just hop in the car and I have nowhere to go and I find myself going down the highway and then I'm like, yes, that sounds good. I'm like listening to my fave songs, my one window cranked down, and I'm like, yes, that sounds great. And I go like swimming, like I go, hiking and then swimming and like get like buck naked in nature and then like eat something, come home. I mean, like some of my best days are like nice. My most like beautifully simple days. Mm-hmm. So like
that's the perfect mix right there. Yeah. That's like, yeah.
I mean,
like those kind of days where it's not like you're like expecting something great's gonna happen.
Right.
But everything just kind of like goes smoothly.
Everything goes smoothly. You make like eye contact with a bunny, and like sometimes things just like unfold, and it's like simple, and it's accessible to you, and you've done it before, or maybe you're like not familiar with a place but you've like heard about it, so you're like, maybe that's like a really good perfect day where like I've heard about somewhere that I've never been but it's like really close to me, and I'm like, holy shit, what would be good if I went to that place today, and then that leads to like somewhere else, and it just like, it's not a planned plan. It's like a day that like I had that pot of coffee and then I was like, yeah, whatever happens, happens. I woke up with this feeling of like, fuck yeah, I feel like today's going to be really fulfilling. So like no plan is a great plan, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would yours be?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like definitely some similar things to your perfect day. I guess my perfect day would be getting up at like 7:52.
Sounds about right.
The perfect time.
Yeah.
Coming from like a week of just being busy and having a lot of shit that I got to do. But then feeling good about like I'm done with it. Like that's all aside.
You did it.
And I have this day to do whatever I want. I don't have any of this shit still on my mind. I don't have any like homework or some shit that like I'm gonna keep thinking, oh, I gotta do that. It's like I'm clear from all of that. So that's essential.
Yeah.
First off. So I wake up 7:52. I know I just have the day ahead.
Yeah.
Like the day is completely open.
Hell yeah.
And then I guess like this is where it gets a little bit tricky because there's a lot of different ways to go here, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the day starts off by going to like Biscuit Head though.
Ooh, that
and
sounds
like,
lovely.
And like you are there and like
wow.
And maybe like Tristan and we're like chilling and like and like we get like a little private booth area. They like rope that shit off and like we don't have to like wait in line. Like they just bring,
we're like VIP.
Yeah, they just bring the food to us.
Yeah,
and then it's like we know like the person that's like there's like live music there in the morning. Some like
Holy
real
shit.
like soft like soothing
mellow,
shit.
Yeah.
And so the musician like obviously knows who we are, so they like take a break, they come up to us, and I'm just like I like appreciate what you're doing up there. It's really nice, but where the fucking bass at, bitch? And then that's when like Izzy fucking comes in and fucking grabs a mic. And like the subwoofer comes in and everything, and shit just gets fucking wild. Like I'm just like I'm eating my eggs and my biscuit and everything. I'm like, whoa! Yeah, the bass is just shaking me.
I'm looking over at you and Trinity. I'm like,
I'm like dabbing on. I'm like, whoa, what?
Eating like.
And so that like shit gets real wild.
Yeah.
And to the point where it's like it's so much of a party. It's like, all right, this is early in the day here. We got a long day ahead. Let's hop out of this bitch. So we peace out. All right. So we hit the curb. And then we're like, all right, well, like this has been nice and everything. Let's go have like a spiritual experience out in the nature, out in the forest. Yes. So we hop in like Tritty's van. All right.
I should have put breakfast in mine because that would be ideal.
Yeah, the breakfast really does start.
Like, essential.
It really does like start the day, right?
That's lovely.
So we hop in the van, all right?
Yeah.
In the back and shit, like there's like a whole like array of like beverages and snacks and whatnot. It's like when like Harry Potter got that shit. He's like in the hospital and they bring all the magical snacks along. We don't eat that shit though, because like we know better shit's gonna come later in the day. But it's nice. It's options. We got options.
Right. We don't indulge.
Yeah, we're just like we got options.
But
so we get out there. We're like listening to dank ass music, just like laughing and shit, because like this is the fucking perfect situation we're in.
Yes,
so,
ideal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've never had an argument with Trinity, and I never had an argument with you.
Yeah. So we're arguing. So we're just all kicks and giggles. So we get out to like this dope spot where like Trinity pulls the van up and there's like this huge lookout like over all of Asheville.
He knows.
We pop out the van. No mosquitoes, first off. No fucking mosquitoes. Or no tall grass either, because ticks and mosquitoes is not my thing. Mm-mm. So none of that. That's not a worry. And so then the shroomy doomies come along. So we start popping some caps. we're going fucking crazy. Like we're just like eating like mushrooms by the freaking gallon bag.
We got like snack baggies. I pull out some snack bag and Trinity pulls out the gallons. It's like
we're just like munching on them. and so we're like, oh shit, all right, let's trip. And then let's go nature exploring. Let's see some stuff. Let's go out there. Like, let's go on like a little walk.
Yeah.
So we go out there. We find like a little stream, and there's like a little groundhog taking a bath in the stream, and it's like using its little paws to like splash itself, splash water on it. And we're like, oh shit, we're like taking some pictures and stuff, and it's like it's awesome. Like taking a selfie with the groundhog. And also like
we're like
and then so we're just walking through the woods for a little while. And then we come across to this like amazing little camp area where it's like it's fucking pristine. And there's
fresh.
mud baths. There's mud baths. And there's like a waterfall with like lukewarm water coming off of it. and there's like ferns
Ah,
and all this
yeah.
shit.
There's like
And
all
then-
the flora, all the fauna.
Yeah, all the honors, and and then we get hop in that mud bath. We get like our skin feeling all good because I think that's
Exfoliate a little
supposed to
bit.
be good for the mud bath.
Yeah.
And then we're like, all right, fuck, we coming down off these shroomy doomies, these wacky doodle shroomy doomies. Let's hop back in the van and go back downtown and see what's popping.
See what's popping.
So we're just like, all right, Asheville, we back, motherfuckers. So
It's our town.
we park in the reserved parking spot that is like just designated for us
again
in central downtown. And so we
VIP.
hop out and we're like walking down the street for a second, and then we just see, oh, look at this gallery opening with Sid and Khan's like art in it. That's funny. That's us.
Crazy.
And so we're just like walking out, and we're like, oh, let's pop in for a second. Let's just see. It's the opening night, like it's
we're like,
or it's opening afternoon because they
Stop
start
in.
early because there's gonna be
Right.
so many people that want to come the
Well,
opening day.
And the pregame, we can consider that the pregame.
Yeah, it's the pregame. So we're like, oh, let's pop in, let's pregame.
Yeah.
We'll get some food afterwards.
Yeah.
And so we hop in there, and like people are having visual orgasms,
Basically.
looking at what we put out there
And-
for them to
and
enjoy.
audio, visual. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
they're like,
it's an experience.
feel like coming out like they're high, like
They're like-
after they've seen and heard our shit, then they're like high and they're like,
Yeah.
whoa, like I
crazy.
subscribe, like I want whatever they got, I believe in that. It's like it's all that, and so yeah, and it's like it's cool because like we have like the art pieces up there, they're probably like anywhere from like 80 to 100 grand, and like we sell all of them the
Right.
opening day.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
We're,
let's go,
quite
let's go have
successful.
some.
That's cool.
Let's have, let's take this kid in a wheelchair who is learning to walk because he saw your art.
And
He's
heard-
learning to walk because he saw your art. Let's take him out for
And
like
heard your
an
DJing.
early dinner, late lunch.
Yeah.
And so we take this kid in a wheelchair that's learning to walk out to early dinner, late lunch.
Yeah, he's got
and we like feed him
stars
like
in
a
his
five course meal, and he's like, wow, like life doesn't suck. And we're like, this is great. We're giving back.
This is great. Trudy's like, I don't know about this shit, y'all.
Trudy's like, where the weed at? Where the man at?
What the fuck is this?
Let's get out of this bitch. So we're like, all right, like let's have a blessed light. Here's like $1 million. Go grow some legs.
Yeah, like
And we're like, this has been awkward. Okay, like
we don't keep any of the money.
Yeah, because we got
'Cause that's
lots
the
of
pregame.
we got lots of other monies. So it's like
Yeah, we got.
So we hop out of there with our our
makes
black
sense.
credit cards, whatever those are, like the platinum. Black, like
Platinum. It says
premium.
it's like Sydney suck my dick Levitt Esquire.
It's a custom
Yeah.
credit card. It's like our own bank. Our own bank.
It's like all in Swiss.
All in Swiss. That's like the motto.
All in Swiss.
None of this like American banking system.
No. All in Swiss.
And so we give back to the community and that disabled kid. And so then we're like, all right, let's go to the VIP section of like our club.
Naturally.
So we go to our club, and like
What's the club called? Asking for a friend.
The vacuum.
I was thinking, wait, why the
'Cause
vacuum?
it sucks you in.
What about buttons? Pears. That sucked me in. Buttons.
But that
Pears.
shit is not gonna fly. Nobody's gonna go to buttons.
But what about buttons? Pears.
Vacuum. I think vacuum. All right, so vacuum is the name of the club, and so we go to the VIP section, and it just happens that Trump is there, enjoying the pleasures of our club.
He's not allowed out of our club. Not to fuck with your vision.
But just get this, okay? And so we're like, yo, Trump, like, I don't know if it's cool you're here. Like, you've done some real fucked up shit. It's like, we're just not on the same wavelength. And Trump's gonna be like, yo, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I've done a lot of fucked up
I'm
shit.
like, Trudy, hold me back.
Yeah. Trudy, hold me back.
Trudy, I'm about to scrap.
I'm about to peace out, y'all.
Hold me the fuck back, Trudy.
And so Trump's like, I've done some real fucked up shit, but like, I'm really sorry. And like, your club, he's like showing me that like life is like a lot more than just like being greedy and trying to have power. And we're like, all right, that's all great and dandy, Trump, but like, get the fuck down on the dance floor. And so that's when the Flatbush Zombies come in, and they're like, they do like that vacation song, and like Headstone.
It's a dance off.
Yeah, and so then it's a dance off, and we like have fun with that for a little while, and then we go back to the VIP sec. We get some like cocktails. We're just like chilling.
Some bevs,
drinking some like seltzer water that like came from like a fucking volcano in like some rare part of the world.
Get the monies. That's why.
And so then we peace out of there, and then we go to our restaurant that we own as well.
Why did we go to Biscuit Head? Quick question, because it's just too damn good.
I haven't
been in forever.
It's not a business that we own, and so
you stay humble. Know where your roots are.
we gotta like go out and like see what people are doing, see what people are interested in.
That makes sense. Continue.
We're experimenting, like we're seeing. Anyway, so we get food that's like has gold. It's like comes in everything gold, tinfoil and shit, like that. And then like it's dank, and we eat everything, and then we have like a real moment. We're finally like completely come off of the shrooms, and we're like, this has been cool and everything, but it's like there's a lot more to life than this bullshit,
Tripping
it's like,
on fame.
Yeah,
fortune.
we fucking own most of everything in this town, and we also have the pleasure of getting to go and trip on shrooms out in like the deep wilderness and get
duality of man.
Finding, yeah, it's really cool and everything, but it's like we don't need this, It's all just about like appreciating the little things, and so we just like go back to the fucking spot, the crib, and we just like roll up a doobie and we turn on.
Trudy does.
Joe, Trudy gets some practice on doob rolling, and then we turn on Joe Rogan's new special and we like watch it, and we're like entertained.
Yeah.
And then
What's the takeaway here?
What's the takeaway?
Yeah, what's the takeaway? Like, from the trip. From the day.
From the day? I don't know. It's just like... it was a good day.
Friendship?
I guess so. I don't know. I think the takeaway is just enjoying the little things in life.
Stay humble.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Because it really is. That's like such like an important thing. Just like to appreciate the small things. It's like I'll get in this like mindset sometimes where I'm just like rushing doing something. I'm just like, I'm gonna write this paper really quick because I can't stand writing this paper.
Yeah. And
then I'll just like probably get not write a good paper or anything. But it's like there's a way to like flip that and be like, all right, I'm just gonna like, I don't like the guidelines of writing this paper right now, but I'm gonna like put my own spin on it, be creative with it, bring something completely different to the table than anybody else's, and make it good. So
seriously creative.
I think that's like enjoying the little things,
Yeah,
like,
that's important. I mean, my perfect day.
Yeah, I'm sorry I took so long to say my perfect day.
You have a vision with that shit. I mean, I feel like we could make that happen, except for the money part. We're pretty much up shit's creek without a paddle on that one. But everything else, everything else besides the monies is like fine. We can go to Biscuit Head fucking tomorrow, bitch. Like, I mean, friendship is forever. I can think of a few theme songs with that. I can think of a few. But yeah, my perfect day is like full of just like, yes, that's what I want to do. That, I see that, I'm going to do that. Like, no, thinking of nothing. Like you said, like, you've done everything you need to do for the week, and you feel accomplished. Nothing's in the back of your head like tormenting you. Like, you gotta do this. Remember, you gotta do this shit.
Yeah. That's like, all fucking put
you
aside.
have the whole day to just like be instinctive and like intuitive, and you can see something and be like,
so nice.
That's not what I want, and then you can see something else and be like, that.
Yeah.
Like, let's do that.
Why does that get so hard? Like, why is that just, like, not, like, the go-to thing, you know?
Because I think we always have, like, those things in the back of our head. Like, we're always distracted by that, like, taunting, like, haunting voice that's like, oh, did you forget this? I knew you would forget about this shit. Like,
yeah. You be late on this.
You still have to do this.
To do this. Like, this person's waiting for you to do that.
Right. You're not good enough. You need to, like, do better on this thing. And, you know.
It's so hard. It's so fucking hard.
That's why, like, the best days that I've had are just, like, ignoring, which sounds bad, like, ignoring all responsibility, but, like, ignoring the voice that's, like, not letting you do the things that your body wants you to do and your mind recognizes as good things. Because as long as you're like, if you're out and you're like doing things that are like constructive to like your soul and stuff that'll make you feel better, like, that's great. I mean, neither of our perfect days were like, yeah, we're about to go trap and fucking like, I don't know, do something.
It was like it was actually going and doing something.
Yeah, it was like uplifting stuff in life.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, we about to go do like a bank heist shit that would like be really bad for us.
Yeah, some people say that, maybe jokingly, or maybe real. I don't know.
That would.
But yeah.
I mean, that's an interesting existence if you want to do that shit.
Hey,
but like,
it's there.
There.
Isn't it? It's kind of crazy. Like,
people's
just like different versions of like life and what they want to do and how things make them feel. You know, it's like one person can just be raised up like being like shown that like being the baddest bank robbiest sketchy ass motherfucker, like that's what gives you a good day.
Right. I think it's like regional and like the way you were brought up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it is interesting. We got like both like kind of like constructive days and doing things that aren't like hazardous.
Yeah, like neither of us talked about hurting people, which is great. I think that would show. I think we would really need to write down our values at that point.
I don't know. What do you think about that? Like I don't know how to phrase it. That like, I don't know, that aggression towards others.
What do I think about it?
Yeah, it's like that. Like, to me, whenever I feel truly aggressive towards others, I feel like ill. Like, I feel like distracted. Like, part of my mind isn't working clearly. Like, it's like this fog comes over my mind, and I'm just like, it's like,
I can't believe I can't get out of this fog. Like, what is it that's keeping me here in this place? It's like so dangerous feeling. I mean, every time that I've felt like true rage towards another person, I've been like, holy shit, like,
it's like that fight or flight.
That's
it's like
crazy.
It's like fight and like everything else. Yeah. Kind of like dissolves away.
That's an insane feeling. Like, it's really visceral. You feel it in like a lot of places in your body. It's not just like your head thinking through a rational decision. You're like full body. I mean, it's like when you're full body, like euphoric. You know, it's like the other end of that scale where you're like, I can't believe I'm so happy. Like, my whole body is happy. You can have the other. I mean, there's
flip side of
that. It's kind of crazy. I mean,
yeah.
I guess I think we feel so strongly about it because it doesn't happen often for us. But like,
I think a lot of politicians and people who are like out there all the time, just like, being like a public figure and all that kind of stuff. Like, I think they build that kind of like anger up because like they're constantly just feeling like people like are taking from them. And yeah, they just get very, very aggressive, very angry, and they like become blinded to a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know? It's crazy.
I think they also get like desensitized, like
Oh, yeah,
like
then what you're
stars,
saying, then
like
they don't
famous
even
people,
notice.
not even politicians, but like also like famous people get like desensitized to the way that they're acting, or like that having surprise at that feeling, it probably like wears away over time because they just have it a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's what I wonder about myself. Is like it's kind of scary that like we all just have these habits that kind of build on top of each other. It's like I am like fully Conrad. You know, I can't just wake up one day and just be like, I'm gonna like completely switch over. You know, it's like it's like I'm on like at this point, you know, I'm on a path.
Yeah.
It's like things are building on top of each other.
Right.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I wonder.
I guess this is how it goes. You know, it's just like,
being fully Conrad.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, we can't just like change who we are. You know,
No.
and not like we can like make ourselves better, but like we can't like change.
Yeah,
the
fundamentally. Yeah. I do wonder what kind of things I do every day that I don't notice that I do at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that is kind of scary because you're like, that's also coming into like knowing thyself, like how hard it is to actually do that and see yourself objectively, because you're always going to have this like implicit bias about yourself, I feel like.
Yeah.
I wonder, it's like weird to think about how much stuff I do without fully understanding like the depth of how much I do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so hard to like see, like step away to and see things over like a long time span. Mm-hmm. It's like I can remember my habits of the past week.
Yeah.
Pretty well, but 2 weeks, 3 weeks, months, years after that, it's like I don't know. Yeah. You know, it's like I don't know where I really was then.
Right. I usually think of like when I think back on my past habits, I usually think of where I was at like emotionally during that time period of like 2 or 3 months or something, and then expand on it from there, because from what that can tell me is like what I was possibly doing every day. Mm-hmm. Because, like, if I look back and I'm like, oh, shit, that's when this happened in my family, or when this happened in this interpersonal relationship, then that gives me a clue on the things that I do habitually. But we still can never know. You know, I can't look outside myself 24/7. Mm-hmm. Maybe if I was, like, a guru or something, I could.
I even question about then.
Yeah,
there's limits to what we can know and perceive. Right. You know, it's like yeah,
because we don't even really know what we look like. I found that out a little bit too recently. That like, I guess within the past like few years, I learned about the double mirror thing that you can make that shows your true reflection. Yeah. I learned about that like a few years ago. Like,
did you try it out?
I haven't tried it. I don't know what I look like still, but that could be cool.
Yeah, it's that's really crazy. Just how much like physicality and everything really like affect us. Do you know Robert Greene? Mm-mm. He's this author, and he wrote this book. He wrote a lot of books on like how like people like the mysteries of being human, and this like deep desire we have for like power, and it's all about like human characteristics, and it's people centric. And he was talking about how after, and he's like a historian too, so he's looked back a long time, like writings, literature, all this history stuff, and he was like saying that men generally are more like visually based. It's like we'll like look at something and like judge if we like it or hate it or trust it or love it, or like, you know, it's like whatever. Yeah. And then women are more prone to be like auditory based, like listening based.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. So it's like you know, like women will be able to like judge some person's like emotions or their intent based off of like how they're like their tone and all that. which I thought that was really interesting. And you know, I wonder, like, I kind of assume that we're blending together, that those that was maybe more differentiated back in the day, like hundreds, thousands of years ago,
because of like the clear gender binary that we've put on ourselves for all of time.
Yeah, I mean, it was back then too. It was like survival. It was like there's need to be somebody here like raising a child, and then somebody collecting food.
Right.
And you know, it was like there's like these roles that were like they needed to be that way for survival, whether or not it needed to be a man going out and hunting or whatever. I mean, it just happened that way. I mean, for like physical reasons, absolutely, because it takes a lot of. I gotta say, it would take a lot of time and energy to like be able to like birth a child, so you can't like be out
like the child bearer just like puts you as, I mean, well, then it put you as the person that was going to take care of that kid, and now there's ways that we can break that.
Yeah, and so now I think it's like we're kind of like blending together, and there's definitely not those things. So I don't really trust that like men are strictly more visually stimulated and women are more like auditorily.
I gotta read that before I make any kind of judgment on it, because that's interesting that he said that, because I don't know, like, how does that play into types of learning? Like, I wonder if he kind of dissects it more into, like, he's saying men and women are perceptive to these things, but how do we learn? Like, how does that go into learning? Because I usually consider myself a visual learner. That if I see something for a long enough period of time, I'm going to remember it better than if it was spoken to me, or if I'm saying it myself, or if I'm hearing someone say it. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah.
I'd never heard anything like that before.
Yeah, because that changes a few things if he's right about that. But do you think it's like a theory, or do you think
I think he spent a lot of time just kind of like reading and researching, and like he says he's had 50 different jobs throughout his lifetime. So he's actually one of those people who like kind of has come into this like being like a writer and being well known like later in life. Like he started off not knowing what he wanted to do. He traveled. He just got shit tons of different jobs. Yeah. Like he like you can just listen to him and just go on and on and on about all these different things he's done. Worked in the movie biz. Yeah. Been chauffeur. Like, you know, been a carpenter. Like everything. And so yeah, I mean, I guess like that makes me trust him more in a way, and then also less. But I don't know, honestly. Yeah. I kind of like I thought that was very like thought provoking. Him saying that.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I wonder how it's changed because things have changed so quickly just in the past few years as far as like gender spectrum stuff goes. Like, our language around that has changed so rapidly that I wonder what his thoughts are on how his theories have changed from the time that he wrote that to now.
I think this is what I personally think is right now more than ever people have options. Yeah. So it's like these strict gender rules are kind of just dissolving away, and people are just more able to do whatever they want to do. I think we're gonna also come back in a direction of being like, this is just more innate to us. We're gonna right now it's like all about just like seeking that freedom. We want options, we want choices, and then as time goes on, we're gonna be like, what do I really want? What do I want deep down? And so maybe it will come down to where men just have a really hard time wanting to feel like stagnant in a home life and just take care of a child. Or I'm just using that as an example. You know, maybe, and it's just so ingrained in us that we like have that desire to like go out and provide. And then maybe women who have been like fighting for being able to be a CEO, just like a
Yeah.
man could be a CEO, they'll be like, I really just want to take care of the child that I just birthed. I don't.
No idea.
That's my theory. That's my
Right.
theory, because I think that's just how things work. It's like we go in one extreme direction and then we come back in the other
Like a
direction.
pendulum swing.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're always trying to find the medium.
Yeah.
But like it's always like we go too far and then we go too far this way, and it's like in an ideal world we're like somehow in the middle, but it's like that's not how it works.
If it does pendulum swing to that place again, hopefully it's not with the same restrictions as before, and is what people want to do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. It's like it's ideally, like it's this country, but like further down the road where it's like
contextually it looks different probably. Like we're probably like post like mass industry at that point. Like if you think that we're gonna go back to like where we were hundreds of years ago, then I think the land probably has to go back to that, and we have to go back to subsistence farming and like
never going back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna look like. Like I hope I don't fucking know. I don't want to know. I hope I die sooner than that shit happens. I mean, I don't want to be a CEO, but like also
I don't think it is going to go back. That's my personal theory here is I think it's going to go in the direction of individual choice. It's all going to be about the individual.
I hope so. Yeah. Well,
because that's how it's going now, in that direction.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like jobs and stuff are becoming more and more automated.
Yeah.
It's like less about like that having a person that just like goes and just like works in the steel mill their whole life.
Right.
It's more about having a person who's creative, who has different sides to them, who has interest, who's really good at this but can also do this.
Yeah.
It's about having this like a dynamic individual, whereas before it was all about like having I have this ideal individual who just goes and does something and they're good at it.
That's their identity.
That's their identity is what they're doing.
That one sole purpose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would just hope, and I do think that we're going towards this like the development of the individual.
I mean, I think it would be lovely. I think we're already doing this now, but I think we're doing more like local community engagement than we've done before.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I'm just seeing more activity in that realm because things are going down the shitter. So people are like, oh shit, like we should care about other people. So hopefully it's a mix of like, I'm doing what I want to do and what makes me happy instead of like what my parents want me to do or what society or, whatever the guidelines want me to do. And a mix of that with I'm also taking care of the people around me, like that are close by that I can. Like I'm doing everything in my power to like take care of as many people like as I can, as my emotional and mental and physical state allows, like taking care of others and helping. Mm-hmm. That would be cool to see that. But I don't know, like I think we're already seeing an improvement there on that because, like, I think even though everything is going to shit, we are more aware of each other than we were before.
It's like if things weren't going to shit though, which I think is just an interesting common belief that like a lot of people our age have. If things weren't going to shit, then we wouldn't know what needs to be fixed, what needs to be improved.
Yeah.
Because like there's never gonna be some scenario where there's nothing that needs to be improved.
Right. Yeah.
And so I think it's kind of awesome. That like I hope it doesn't cause too many people too much stress, but like at the same time, I think it's like exactly kind of what we need to progress. Like we need to feel this need that it's like we need to give more opportunity to people in this country that don't have opportunity.
Yeah.
If somebody truly doesn't want to be homeless and they were willing to work, then we definitely got to make sure they have a way to like do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, even through all this like new community engagement shit, like people are still like exploited and disenfranchised and homeless and whatever else by like the larger system. Like that is difficult to change for sure. But to make light of this situation, like, at least now we're, like, thinking, like, what we can do, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think, like, the Obamas are my heroes. I love them. I love their family. God bless them. But also, like, during the, like, 8 years of Obama's, like, time in the White House, like, I wasn't worrying about, like, nuclear shit. I wasn't worried about, like, the next week being, like, something dangerous is going to happen in policy that's going to reverse the last, like, take back what our progress from the last 50 years to 100 years or whatever. I wasn't worried about that. And I think, like, just to make light of this, now that I am worried about that, I am, like, a much more active and involved person.
Yeah.
Just because we have this piece of shit, you know, and we have to deal with him and his people. So why not, like, try and do something positive, I guess.
It's all about that pendulum.
Yeah.
Things are gonna get shitty before they get good, and then they're gonna get good before they get shitty.
Right. Yeah. I mean, things are. I'm seeing a lot of people being super hopeful that I never probably would have seen, like, be super hopeful and positive before. I don't know. But I mean, still fuck Trump. Still fuck him. You know. Yeah. I wouldn't let him into the club. I will say that.
That was probably the one part of the whole story that I would take back, and I'd have to maybe reevaluate that one.
I just don't think a dance off would do it. I mean, clearly we'd win over him, but, like, if I saw him in our club, I would just be like, I'd, like, break a bottle and just you'd be like, put it down. Trudy would hold me back, and then I'd probably be like...
Trudy does all out holding back.
Yeah, I'd be like, this isn't Dairy Queen. I'm going on my own terms, you know? And then... Wait, how far have we gone?
I think like an hour?
How long are your podcasts usually? I haven't watched one to full length.
I don't think anybody has.
I'll watch. I like leaving comments on your videos that are like, oh yeah, it's very wise words at 15:32 or whatever, and then ending.
I remember when you did that.
I need to do more of those for the views. You know,
if you're ever in class and bored or something, just pretend to watch the video, get out, and then, like, keep clicking like you're watching the videos.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I could do that for you.
If you know,
it's wise. Wise stuff.
If I can get like, 10,000 subscribers.
We could be like getting the monies.
Yeah, then we start getting paid.
Get real paid. Get monetized. Fuck yeah! Just you can't use any music that's, like, copyright.
It honestly kind of, at this point, would just take the fun out of it if I tried to do everything along like that, you know?
Right, that would.
It's just been fun because it's, like, spontaneous and there's just, like, no fucking rules.
Okay, speaking of spontaneous and no fucking rules, we should talk about our next experiment.
Okay. Yeah, that was the point.
That was the point of me coming in today. I'll have you know, it's, like, late at night now, which I don't care. We got our coffee, so, but we should talk about it because I think it's important.
Yeah. So, what do you think our next project should be?
Real talk. So, do you want it to be like? Do we just keep doing, like, individual projects that are just, like, fucking wackadoo? Or do we do, like, do we make a goal for ourselves to do, like, however many by the time we move out? Or do we just, like, wing it? Like, the first option is wing it, basically. Like,
yeah, I mean that's
wing
kind
it,
of
see
what
how
we're
it
doing
goes.
now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we're doing now.
I mean, I think it would
I think
go
I think it would be cool if we did like maybe not like have to like set like a number or anything,
Yeah.
but it's just like we do a project and then we like immediately like
think of another
what's
one.
the next one we're gonna do?
Yeah,
you
because
know?
the nature of these is spontaneous and like performance. So like sticking with the nature of that, the laws of this should parallel that.
Mm-hmm.
No laws.
I would love to get like some person who could like take video of us like doing like the
Yeah.
pumpkin thing. Like how
Yeah,
cool
the
would that
pumpkin
be?
thing.
Because I think like we could be a real strong duo in that kind of like
I think so
going out
too.
there on the limb. But it's
Yeah.
like it's gotta be a duo. Like
Yeah.
I just wish I knew somebody who wanted to take video and like had the
Right.
idea,
The
like
vision.
the vision.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
But we can do without it. Like
What
we
does
can.
Trinity know about taking videos?
I can't see that man taking any videos.
He's
but
very tall,
he is. He would get that high vantage point. He'd make us seem very small.
which I like. That's the shit I
don't know,
do
maybe,
like.
Yeah, maybe he would. Maybe he would.
He's the only one that I can really envision.
Like getting
seeing
the vision.
what we want out of it,
Mhm.
because we have like, I feel like we are on the same plane of existence.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe we could recruit someone. If you're out there and you take videos, we want you to take our next well, I don't know. I would have to know you probably and also trust you to see the vision. But consider this an interview, motherfucker. If you think you're up for the task, we already have a camera. Conrad, I shouldn't say we. I don't own any part of the camera. But Conrad's got a camera.
I got a camera
And a tripod.
and a tripod.
Wait, fuck. Can we just set up a tripod?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's one way. That's
Consider
one way to
this-
do it.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah,
Consider
fuck y'all. We're
the
doing
interview's
it.
Off.
We're doing it on our own way.
Yeah, fuck y'all. This is exactly how you don't get monetized.
Yeah, just saying fuck it. We're doing it our own way.
No, this copyright material.
Oh, well, I thought it's nice, like in the background.
It's lovely, actually. Okay, here's an idea. Wait. What about the... Okay, here's an idea.
All right.
What if we made... See, I'm on this, like, paper mache route now that you brought it up the other day about the pumpkin stuff. What if we made, like... You know how, like, Barbie comes in, like, a box and she's got, like, accessories and shit with her in the box?
Yeah.
What if we made, like, huge hairbrush, like a huge hairbrush and, like, a huge mirror whole thing and, like, huge shoes? Basically just be dolls, like, in our house. Like, make doll shit. Is that a bad idea?
No, it's like awesome.
What if we did, like, crazy big, like, doll... Like, we just made a doll house. I mean, this is elaborate. We could just do one room. One room of the house.
That would be so funny.
Yeah. Wouldn't it? I think it would be funny.
Yeah.
I could dress up... I could find some doll-like items.
we'd both be like the most stereotypical like dolls.
Yeah, you could wear like little suspenders.
Suspenders and like a button-up white shirt.
Yes.
With like the things rolled up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not Barbie, but I'm thinking like dollhouse dolls, like, yeah. And then the vision for the video on this is like sort of stop motion, so that we're kind of like through the house, like, you know, we're not like moving like humans, we're kind of like stop, you know, kind of rigid, like dolls. Thoughts?
I mean, what I like about that is like sending out like a message. It's like, first, fuck all the haters.
I'm not paying rent this month.
That's always what I gotta do. I gotta get that cash out.
I sent you that.
Yeah, I gotta go to the bank. I can get cash money. It's easy just to Venmo. I wish I could just Venmo Grace. That would be great. I gotta go to the bank and get that fucking cash out.
Grace gets an email on her like 2003
1980s. It's like fucking mad.
She's like, oh, an email. I haven't gotten one of these since.
It's like dust coming out of the computer.
It's like, and then it's an email that's like, Conrad Sanders Venmo'd you.
She's like, I can't pay
and
my
she's
yard,
like, what
man.
is this moving? What is this?
I feel like we're like the only ones who pay her cash.
Really?
I can't. If she has like,
I don't know,
4 different houses full of people.
Oh, well, Jesus.
Well,
Christ,
you know,
it's
like
true.
for like to all those people bringing her cash. I feel
she's a straight slumlord.
Maybe that's how it works. But anyway, I like that. I like that idea because it's like saying like we could like make fun of all the things, like the dollish things people do. Like this idea of like, you know, wake up in the morning and like, you know, have to do this and that, right. And it's like, you know, oh, I'm today I've got my big interview.
Right,
like,
whatever.
You know, it's like, this is like saying fuck all that.
Fuck all of that. I'm excited for if this plan comes to fruition, which I hope some version of it does. I'm just excited for like the absurdly sized items personally. Because that sounds like fun to make.
That's where the paper mache comes in. What if we just like got going with this by like going out and like doing something like this downtown or like out in a public area.
Dressing up.
Yeah, like dressing up like fucking dolls.
Yeah.
And then like somehow making it like a scene where like you could like come and like, I don't know, witness what we were doing.
Can I draw like the props? I have a feeling they would be easy to make. Like they don't have to be paper mache, right? Because they can make, like, I'm thinking of like if I make a big brush, we can just make it out of cardboard, right? And like paint it. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Yeah, right? For sure. Yeah, I can just like cut shit out on the bandsaw like nobody's business. That would be so much easier. Or foam, yeah.
Foam. I
think there's actually a good bit of foam downstairs in the sculpture room that like could be used.
We can make foam items that are like fucking huge, and I'm imagining us using the items just like absurdly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like performance art. I hope before the video we do a test run downtown.
Yeah, that would
be
really.
Which seems to be the theme of our experiments.
Well, I actually like don't know where we can like find like an immediate free stage somewhere. You know, it's kind of like what it is
on the sidewalk.
Yeah. I would also like to fuck with people here on campus.
Oh,
like outside of the
we should
library.
Definitely fuck with people here on campus.
Like there's people come out and like preach and shit in front of the library.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's like one day there was people like there was like these 2 older guys, one with like a sign like Jesus will save you, and the other one's sitting there with his Bible, just like red face, just like yelling, like he's like sweating, like he's been doing this shit for so long. Yeah, so.
Damn.
It's like you can do fucking anything, apparently, outside of the library.
What if we made, here's another crazy, not so crazy idea, but like just an idea. Mm-hmm. What if we did a mockery of that, but we made this like huge scroll of paper and we just wrote shit on the paper that we like stream of consciousness list of shit. And we just stood outside the library and unscrolled this huge scroll and read from a megaphone, of course, clearly, from the list. And it was just like a complete blasphemization.
It could just be gibberish. Like, we could like be making fun of what they were doing.
Yeah.
By just not making like any logical sense. Like, touch on things here and there. It's like,
exactly.
if you care about so and so, then you will not pick from the grass of the mango.
Right.
Or, you know, it's just like something,
shit
just
that's
like
absurd,
random
but it like
shit.
alludes.
We should just sit down and just write for a while about just random shit.
Yeah. And put it on a crazy big thing that's like visual, like a visual
a
element.
big ass scroll or something, and then we have like a sign with like some other gibberish.
Right.
Like, how far can we go in making a point that we're not making a point?
Right. I mean, I also don't want to be like obnoxious, but I would hope that people would come up to us and laugh.
I think it's obnoxious when people are out there like with a fucking Bible just saying shit about like you're gonna like die, this is bad because you're doing this, like all this stuff. It's like go fucking crush up some poison pills and shove that shit right up your nose and die.
Damn. Well, I hope people feel the same way about us personally. No,
I kind of would, but it would be funny to a lot of people, and if it maybe would upset some people who are like religious, but I think they're kind of dumb enough where they probably wouldn't even connect the dots. They would just be like, oh, those people are out there like talking words I don't understand. They're saying things I don't understand. That must mean they know something I don't. Like, that's probably where their head's at.
I think it would be like an interesting, like, kind of perception change. Like, I think a lot of the stuff that we want to do is basically just like change your perception. Mm-hmm. Like, change the way literally that you perceive information and like get it from a different source than you usually get it from. Mm-hmm. And I think that's like baseline, like one of the things that it turns out that we like to do.
Yeah. That's really interesting, like common thing there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know about you, but maybe we can combine, like, if you like this idea, we could combine kind of both things and, like, do, like, a picket thing where it's, like, it's absurd. We may have very large items, like the scroll is fucking massive.
Yeah.
There's, like,
huge.
There's, like, a weird shaped sign that's, like, oddly large in some areas,
like
you know?
Big, yeah. Yeah, we could do that. We could do, like, a whole... like several different things with like big shit. Mm-hmm. That's just like, I don't know. It's like, I guess BFA has made me like, is the commentary on whatever the fuck, but I mean, it doesn't have to, I mean, we can do dumb shit too. That's not commentary on anything.
Yeah.
It's like we just happen to have like massive shoes on or something that are like breaking when we walk, but we're walking down the street downtown.
Yeah.
Like, that could be crazy.
That would be a really funny video to like make a bunch of crock molds out of plaster.
Yeah.
And like walk down the street and they're like crumbling and breaking, and then like as soon as one pair breaks off, you like pull out another pair out of your backpack and put them on and just keep on walking.
Yeah, like dumb shit. We can do dumb stuff too. I wouldn't mind that. Well, I don't know if am I out of ideas for the night? What? I
don't know. We talked a long bit there in the beginning. That was not really anticipating that. I didn't know what to anticipate. Well, so maybe we come back. We like think over these ideas. Maybe we do a project. Yeah. And then we come back and kind of like hash out some more ideas. I think we gotta do something in the public's eye though. I think that will really like break through. We'll become more comfortable with what we're doing. We'll be more comfortable with the Instagram page.
Oh, right. Which I feel like us with strangers. You know, I don't know though. Like, I don't want it to be pictures of all of our experiments just in that one place. Or should it be that? I don't know.
I thought it was just pictures with us and a stranger.
Us with strangers. In the different experiments with strangers. So, like, we have the experiment, we take the video, and then the byproduct of that is that we take a picture with strangers, and it goes on us with strangers. Anyway, we have an Instagram called us
Shout
_. Yeah, just gonna flex for a moment on our Instagram that has 0 followers, 0 photos, 0 tagged photos. And we don't follow anyone.
We famous, bitch.
We about to plug this shit. It's called us _ with _ strangers.
Strangers.
No underscore.
Strangers. No underscore.
Strangers.
Us _ with _ strangers.
No underscore. And
check it.
And check it out. It's completely blank.
It's blank. Fresh slate.
Fresh slate.
New day.
Tabula rasa, motherfucker. We're about to have pictures of us.
Us.
With strangers.
Strangers.
And then it says on the page, I believe, like, we have no fucking clue who they are. Which is the best part. I mean, the funny part is always the best part. So if y'all want to go online,
shout out, click,
plug this shit into the interwebs.
Hit subscribe, by the way.
Hit subscribe, like, subscribe, share, bitch.
Follow.
Just if you could give us a follow down below.
Yeah. You'll see a button right there. This is how I get paid.
I'll leave the description down in the comments.
I'll make more
all
videos.
The equipment that we've used here, the glasses, the buttons, pairs.
Right now, if you subscribe and you send a message to my DM, you might get this mic.
You might get a spot on this podcast. If you're a woman, you should.
You most definitely will.
If you're a woman and you're friends with Conrad, please diversify this account. Please, just like
9. I can't believe it's been 9. 8 guys. 8 guys, 1 girl. That's 9.
We need to break this.
Maybe.
Just start over. Fuck it. Let me be the first one. I'm the first video, bitch.
All right.
Start over.
Because Sydney said so.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just start over. All right.
Run the house.
Hello.
Oh wait, I didn't
this
clap.
fine evening for the Heart to Heart podcast number 1. We have Sydney Levitt.
Very sultry.
Sydney Levitt is a badass motherfucker.
They say
Gives
that.
no fucks.
They've said.
Would be a cowboy if she lived about 80 years ago in the West.
He's right.
Wrangling up some critters.
Yep.
Sydney does not give a single fuck, and she does what she wants. She wears sunglasses all day sometime, even when it's cloudy out.
At night also.
Sydney.
And they're never my sunglasses.
Yeah, Sydney doesn't buy sunglasses. She takes sunglasses.
I take them.
Sydney takes what she wants.
I'm a cowboy.
And let me repeat, this is the Heart to Heart podcast number 1.
And I'm a cowboy.
And I'm Conrad, and I have almost only females on my podcast.
You're welcome, everyone. Hit subscribe.
Hit subscribe. I think it's so funny.
Down below. I'm gonna leave a box somewhere over here.
Yeah.
For you guys, linking you guys to the other videos. Here's a different box. I'm gonna leave somewhere over here. Who knows? It's crazy. It's YouTube life. Wildin'.
Well, should we conclude?
I gotta piss like a racehorse.
Let's fucking conclude this shit. All right, it was great having you, Sydney. Cheers.
Like right when I'm drinking. Oh my god. Wait, can you plug that? That's a cup from the 90s.
Keep a smile on your mug.
Nails by Nikki, Hendersonville, North Carolina. She still works there, and she was one of the first nail technicians in Hendersonville.
When you say nail technician? What'd
Yeah,
you say?
That's my mom's. Yeah, that's what she does.
Is that what they're called?
Yes. Oh my god. And I'm a cowboy, and that's our show. Good night.
Good night.